Welcome. So here I'm checking for events. Today's video is going to be my project pan update, and this is going to be for the months of May and June. I was sick. I was actually on a 2-week trip to Asia, and then I came back and my puppy's been sick. So really didn't get an opportunity to update, but now it's going to be for 2 months, and surprisingly, it's actually a lot less than I usually have for 1 month, but it is what it is. Let's get into it. The first item is going to be the item that I had a usage goal on versus a finish goal on. I have met this goal, and it is this Pacifica eyeliner. This is in the lavender shade. Look how small that is. I, of course, did not take a picture of this in any way, shape, or form, but I have one, like a sister one, and it is one that I'm wearing today that I actually introduced last time, and I've barely gotten use on. I don't know if you can see it. So yeah, there's a significant difference. I'm considering leaving this in the project, but I've not made up my mind. Maybe I'll introduce it next month, but for now it is done. The next item is actually a deluxe size, and it is this Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. I had in the shade Light Cool 180. It looks like there's still product in there, but literally nothing will pump out, no matter. Of course, now a tiny bit came out, but like nothing other than that will come out. So I'm gonna call this done. Since I mentioned foundation, I really am excited about this one. I finally finished this It Cosmetics CC Plus Nude Glow in, I think this was Fair Light. It is completely done. There's actually nothing in there. Nothing else will pump out. And of course, now that I'm with everything, it's just going to be a drop. Nothing else is coming out. So this is absolutely done. So excited. Another foundation product, skin tint product I used up is this CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence in Tint Fair. And I have to say, so I had this somewhere around this mark right here where the this like purple bit is, and I absolutely hate this product. And I don't know if it was the color. It didn't really do anything for me. The color was awful. I hate it. I will not purchase it again. What's funny is I have it in a different shade. Still considering whether to toss that or keep it. The next one is a body mist, and it is this Trader Joe's, what is it? Brazil Nut Body Mist. I introduced this last time. I don't love this product. It was not very strong. It did not keep its scent, and it's done. As you can hear, there's nothing there, and there's nothing spraying out. And I am so glad to be done with this. This was not a very good product. This was a really difficult bottle to use because my hands kept slipping. I would not purchase this again, and I don't recommend it. The next item is actually this Merit Beauty Cream Bronzer. So last we spoke, this is in by the shade Quince. There was nothing in there. I had decanted it or taken it out and repotted it into this Makeup by Mario compact, and this is gone. So with this being completely gone, so is this. Surprisingly, I finished this Urban Decay eyeshadow single in Sin. Completely gone. I am very excited that I finished this. This was a really beautiful eyeshadow. Absolutely happy that I got to finish it. I will be keeping this because I may repot something else into this. I think I have an idea what I actually want to put in here. I actually finished not one, but both of the e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filters. Which one's which? This one's 1 and this one's 2. And as you can see, both of these are completely empty. There's literally like all the way to the bottom, scraping at the bottom, all done. I also finished this Tower 28 Beach Please blush in Magic Hour. And I mean, like, I don't have to open it right for you to see it's like completely empty, but because I've emptied this out, that means I've also emptied this out. This is the It Cosmetics Superhero No Tug Shadow Stick. And as you can tell, this is completely emptied out. And the reason I'm saying that one being finished means that both are finished is because I had actually melted this e.l.f. Superhero No Tug Cream Shadow Stick, which was very dry. I didn't really like it, into the very emollient Tower 28 blush. It had changed the color, but also made it a little bit drier, made it actually a longer wearing blush. So these are both done. I'm so excited. I also finished this Burt's Bees Tinted Lip Balm in Daisy. I use this as a blush at the very end. This is what it's at. Like, literally, there's nothing left, right? I scooched over a little bit because I also finished the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer with 4% niacinamide. I don't have it with me because I finished it in Bangkok, so I just throw it out in Bangkok. I was not going to travel back with trash. Another goal I met on is actually in this palette, this Pat McGrath X Bridgerton. I think this is the second one palette, and my goal was to use this shade right here 10 times, and I have met that goal. It's starting to form a dent. You can't see it, but it is. I don't think I'm anywhere near pan, and I suspect that I'll have this palette with me for very, very many years. but this is my favorite shade, and I think I'm going to bring this palette back sometime in the fall. I may even bring this palette back for one of the other two light shades in here, so we'll see, but not yet. I'm going to move on to products with progress. And the first item is actually going to be this CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. This is in the shade Light. I was somewhere towards the bottom right here. I think I'd only use it like once or twice. And as you can see, it is right at the base of the writing now. I am not sure if I want to keep this at all. I think I'm going to keep it for about 5 more uses. I'm going to use it for 1 more month. In that month, I want to use it 5 times. And if I don't like this, because I think that this gives like very little coverage, if any at all, I'm just going to toss it. I am moving in a couple of months and I don't want to take things that I don't like with me. So as of this point, this is on a possibly, oh, a chopping block. There we go. This is on the chopping block. The next item is this Revlon Serum Tint in the shade 117. I introduced it when it was right above this line, the strip right here. It is like right there. It is now just below it. I only use it like 3 or 4 times. I think I can finish this in the month of July. At least I'm going to try to. It is a little bit light for me. It might go into August, but I'm going to make an effort. The base product that I have the most usage on, other than that CC Plus Glow, is this e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC Cream in Fair 120N. This is my perfect shade for like dead of winter, like January, February. And it is so low that I think it's going to take me like maybe a week and a half to use it. And that only because I can't use it on its own. I have to mix it with something, and I'm just going to show you what I'm going to be mixing it with. It's not an introduction into the project. It's just something that I'm tracking and at the same time trying to use it with products like this. It is actually another IT Cosmetics product, and it is the IT CC Plus Matte, and this is in the shade Light. So this is never a shade that I can use on its own. It's literally going to be used to deepen up that e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC Cream. I am like right here. I have had this in a project before, literally in the same capacity with like another product. And I mean, like, I'm right here, right? Like, I'm probably going to use this maximum of like somewhere between 5 to 10 times, but that is more usage than I would have gotten on it otherwise. So that's going to be how I finish this e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC Cream. So it should be done by like mid-July. Again, with base products, the Sephora, what is it called? The Micro Smooth Multitasking Baked Face Powder in 15 Nude. I think they've renamed these or renumbered them. I'm using it. It is now less domed, and the doming it's more domed towards the front than it is towards the other side. It's going to continue. This is a shade that I can only use in the summer. It is a little bit too deep for me, generally speaking, so I'm just going to keep using it. Let's move on to color cosmetics, and the first item I want to update you on is actually this Becca x Jaclyn Hill. I think these were called champagne splits, and my only goal is actually to use each side 25 times. Originally for this year I wanted to finish this, but honestly I don't think that's feasible. And you know what, I actually really like this product and I can't get it again, so while it's good, I'm just going to use it and maintain it in my collection. But I do want to use it, and 25 times for each one is actually significantly more usage than I've gotten on it in years, and I mean nearly a decade at this point. So still working on it. Moving on to this Benefit Cookie Highlighter. My goal is to hit pan. I am working on just one side. As you can, this was brand new when I introduced it, or almost brand new. I am concentrating on this part right here. It is nowhere near hitting pan. I'm fine with that. There is an indent, and I think it's going to take me most of the year to actually hit pan on this. There's a lot of product here. There's 8 grams of product. Yeah, 8 grams of product. This is going to take forever. Another highlighter product I'm working on is actually the Vanilla Pigment from MAC. And as you can see, I've actually emptied out the vial that it's in usually, because I've now fully transferred that into this compact right here. This compact is just something that I had from Jouer, and I used up whatever was in it, but it's perfect because it also has a mirror. This is all I have left of the pigment. I had like whatever was there, I used it, and then I forgot I was going to be filming this, so I transferred everything, but that's fine. Everything else going forward is going to be progress, and when this is done, this will be wholly finished. Since we're working on face products, we're going to continue with the face products. I am going to update you on whatever I have in this NARS compact. So this is the compact that I have the blush, the cream blush that I created in, and I've started using it. It is actually very berry. It's a lot more of a berry shade than I anticipated, so it is a little bit of a slower go. I may have to mix it with even more tan or nude shades in order to actually make it work for me. I don't like berry shades around now, but I do want to continue working on it. This is going to take forever to use up, and I am perfectly fine with that. It's a concoction. There are a few things in here, including some lipsticks. I don't think I'm going to be reaching pan on this at least until the end of September, if not the end of October. What's interesting is I have another one of these compacts, and that has another bronzer in it, the cream bronzer. I don't know where it is. I'm sure I brought it back from Asia, but I have no idea where it is. When I find it, I'll update you, but as of now, there is literally no progress being made on that because I can't find it. I am still working very, very slowly on this NYC Sunny Days bronzer, I believe it was. I originally wanted to finish this, but then I realized I was concentrating so heavily on this that I wasn't using any of my other more expensive bronzers. So as you can tell, I'm working on it, but slowly. My goal now is to use this 100 times by the end of this year. I have now used it 11 additional times since I actually set that goal. And I believe I set that goal during my last update. So that was filmed at the beginning of May. So in 2 months, I've used it 11 times. That's going to be really hard, but I think I'm going to have to really force myself there because I keep forgetting about this. The next bronzer I have progress on is this Chanel Le Beige. What is the full name on it? The Healthy Glow Bronze and Cream in 390 Soleil Tan Bronze. Now, I've been using this. My goal is to use this 100 times before the end of this year, and I have now used it 14 times, including today. And I have to show you, I made a little boo-boo before I filmed this. I was talking with my best friend, and I completely did not realize that I was doing this, and I poked holes in it. And the holes that I poked, it's just, let me explain. For some reason, when I'm using this, and I use it with a sponge, when I'm using this, over time it will develop these like bumps, like almost like pimples. And I'm like, what are these things that are like stuck in there? So I wanted to see if something was getting stuck, and so I started poking at them, and all it is literally just bronzer. And I guess it just, like, because I'm spinning it, it just collects in one specific area and becomes raised bumps. But now it's like looking like this pockmarked. It's a little funny, but beside that, if you can tell, this was almost brand new. It was, I think, used like a single time when I introduced this 2 months ago. As I said, I've used it 14 times. I obviously wasn't going to travel to Asia with this. This is pretty heavy. But I have already worn down the very top of that swirl. And I suspect that by the next time I talk about this, which will be in a month, it's going to be, I'm going to wear down the next one of the swirls. And I wonder if I can just completely flatten the very top by the time I have used it 100 times. That's going to be interesting to see, and almost like a goal, but I'm not going to set that goal right now. I'm very curious as to how that's going to turn out. I'm sorry for how that looks, and I hope you guys can forgive me. Moving on to lip product. I'm not even sure if I introduced this last time, so I hope I did. And it's going to be the NYX Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and definitely a turn on waterproof pencil. So this is what I have left of it. This is no longer being made. I don't know why. These were actually really nice. I don't know where my favorite shade of this. I mean, I keep losing makeup. I guess when you have this much, it happens, especially when you travel and you like pack and unpack, pack and unpack. But this is where we're at, and hopefully I can finish this by the end of summer. Continuing with lips, it's the L'Oreal Ferris Nude Lipstick. I am using it, just slowly chugging along with it. I am now at the very top, actually already getting into the writing that says L'Oreal. Hopefully by next time I'll be further down, maybe completely eradicating that. Fingers and toes crossed. The next lip product is a lip gloss. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Luster Gloss in Pillow Talk. I absolutely love this, and it is what I'm wearing today. Of course, I just got my hair all over it, but it is what I'm wearing today. I have taken the stopper out of it, as you can tell, because it was really hard to get product out of it. And I can actually go all the way in. I don't know if you can see it, but now there is a lot of windowing up until this point. I'm not sure if there's a lot of product. Yeah, there's significant product. I'm just not sure if I'm going to be able to get a lot of that product out. So I feel like no matter what, this month, in July, this will be done and finished with. I'm going to scrape out only so much. There's only so much I can do before it's just too much. So fingers crossed that I actually get all of it out because it's a beautiful product. I've already bought a backup. The next lip product is this Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Poppy. I've basically not used it. At most, I think I've used it maybe like once or twice. And the perfect time to use it is actually July and August. So my goal, my very hard deadline is to have this used up by the end of August. Now that I've said it, I absolutely must use it. Another Summer Fridays lip butter balm is this vanilla beige one. Honestly, I'm not in as much of a rush to use this up as I am in the shade, in using up the shade Poppy. I'm somewhere at this point, and honestly, it's a beautiful shade. The moment I finish it, I'm gonna have to replace it anyway because I love it. So I'm not in a rush. I'm not in as much of a rush as I was. I think my goal is to hopefully finish this by the end of this year, because by that point I would have had it for 2 years and I don't really want to have it for like more than that. But at that point, I will literally replace it. I love this product way too much and this color way too much to not do so. I have the cold brew one, and I think I'm going to want to try to finish that next year. But this year is all about this one. Next product is this IT Cosmetics Brow Power in Universal Taupe. This is one of the two that I have. And this is how much I have left. Do you see that? It's the tiniest amount. This is one that is barely used in my collection. And I literally have only about 1 month's amount left. This is how little there's left. I don't think this is going to be a problem. And then once I've used that up, I'm not sure if I'm going to introduce this one that has more product in it, or if I'm going to try and get a few other products, like brow products, out of my collection. I think I'm going to go for the latter versus just using the same product again. Not because there's anything wrong with that, but because I want to get as many individual items out of my collection as possible. When it comes to fragrance, I am working on Diptyque de Sun, and my goal is to use 2 vials worth. I do have the big bottle. It is put away. I don't want to drag it out because I want it out of sunlight. And so what I do is I decant it into this vial. And as you can see, this vial is, there's only like about a little bit less than a third left. So my goal is to hopefully finish this before the end of summer. I don't think I'm going to be using up 2 full vials worth by the end of this year, but that's fine. I don't want to force myself to use it because I don't want to hate it. It's actually a signature scent of mine. It has a lot of really nice memories attached to it, and it's a beautiful, beautiful perfume. I just want to keep getting use out of that product before it goes bad. It has started yellowing a little bit. So my goal is to finish the full big bottle by the end of next year, so I can either buy a refill or buy another one of the same one. When it comes to eyes, I'm just going to update you on the ColourPop Super Shock Shadows, since I have not done that. I've not finished anything, but the first one is this ColourPop, obviously, Corsage. And this is in like this nice sage greenish color. I've used it like twice. My goal is to use it 20 times. I still have to use the remainder of the 18. I will be working on that. Now, this one's a little bit more interesting. So this is the shade Kush. And Kush, my goal was to hit a significant pan on it. And I think I have hit pan on it, but that's my puppy. Hi, honey. So with ColourPop Kush, I have technically hit pan on it. It's just that it's so easy for me to hit pan on these things that I think I'm going to keep it for an extra month to get a few more uses, expand that pan until it's a significant enough pan where we know for sure it's not just me pushing it around with my warm hands. So that is going to be remaining in the project. Moving on, when it comes to the 2 Pacifica eyeliners I introduced last time, my goal is to use each one of these 20 times. With the blue one, Ocean, I am wearing it today, look on my waterline as well as right below. I've used this, I believe, 5 times out of 20. I don't know where I put my phone, where I have all this information. So I remember seeing that it was somewhere around the 5 mark. So I have still another 15 left. And then when it comes to Mint, which is my favorite one, which I'm actually using to highlight this Ocean one, like literally on my waterline, I've done about 9 uses already. So my goal is to use this another 11 times, though I really suspect that I'm just going to be keeping it in the project for a lot longer, or using it for a lot longer. I think I'm going to be using both of these pretty regularly over the next 2 months, and then at that point retire them when it comes to September. That's around the time when I like to retire them anyway. Next one is actually very exciting, and I'm using this as a transition to the items I'm introducing. So let's get into it. The Makeup Forever Aqua XL I-80. This is the pink one. I am wearing it today. I introduced it here. Whole bunch of lines that have almost erased. Last time I was right there. And then today, this is where I'm at. So I think that I'm going to be able to finish this by the end of summer, certainly. And the way I have been using this is actually by then topping it with another shadow that I'm going to introduce in just a moment. But I wanted to point out that look how much I used up. I may have to, oops, I may have to decant this because it's starting to become harder to use. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. If I can, I will, just to make it a little bit easier. And then for all we know, next time you see this, it'll be in a completely different packaging. With that Makeup Forever Aqua XL eyeshadow, though, I have been using an eyeshadow from the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. I have taken it out and I've actually put in a different palette of hers, and it is this shade in Mia. And just so you know where it's located, it was located right here, but I have taken it out and I've actually put it in the Natasha Denona what is it? Yeah, the Hyper Natural Face Palette. Let me show you. I generally have it right here and I'm going to pop it right in. I have been using it over top. My goal is actually to finish that. I think that I can finish those at the same time. I have found no other use for this eyeshadow, this shadow in Mia, other than to use it with the Aqua XL one. So might as well finish it off and get it out of my collection. How else I'm going to use it? I don't know. So let's do it. At the same time, I want to introduce this Makeup by Mario eyeshadow palette. This is the Ethereal Eyes eyeshadow palette. I got this when it first launched. My goal for the year is to use it 30 times. I've used it 9. So my goal is to use this 21 times in this project. I think I can manage it. Everybody knows what this looks like. It's a beautiful palette. Might as well make some looks out of this. I'm not going to rush through it. I do enjoy this palette. I just haven't gotten much use for it out of it. So let's do it. When it comes to a shimmery base product, I'm actually going to be introducing this Elemis Superfood Glow Priming Moisturizer, and it's new. It's, have I used it? I might have used it like a single time. Yeah, I've used it like a single time. My goal is to use it up completely. I think I should be able to manage that. We'll see. We'll see. I do want to introduce mascaras. I want to introduce 2 mascaras. I am currently using the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I think that I have another month or so on it. And then I also want to introduce this Maybelline New York Lash Sensational Sky High mascara. Not sure how I feel about this, so I figured I'm going to introduce it right now. Surprisingly, I want to introduce another highlighter, and it is actually a Bare Minerals highlighting blush. My goal is to use this in like 30 times in 2024. This is something I introduced as wanting to do that like as a goal in my 100 items I want to use up or use in 2024, and I've literally used this 7 times, and most of that has been only because I realized that I needed to work on that. So that's my goal. I have 23 more uses on that. My goal is to just finish the whole 30 by the end of summer. When it comes to lip glosses, I actually have 2 lip glosses I want to introduce, so why not? One of them is this CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss. Have used it a couple of times. It's just this shade is very specifically, geared towards summer, so I want to get it out of my collection in summer. I'm right here, right under the deepest of these little like cloudy things, and my goal is to finish this up. It's a beautiful gloss, and I have a few of those shades. It's just that is very much something that is like summer appropriate. Last summer I loved this Maybelline Lifter gloss in Gummy Bear, so I want to use this up. This is brand new. Goal to use it up, and nothing of mine would be complete without more base products. And in this instance, I want to use up both of these because I am moving soon, and I really think that these glass bottles cannot move with me when they're not like full. The first one is this House Labs Tricolor foundation in the shade. This is the lighter shade. I think it's 040. I am at this point right here. My goal is actually to use this up fully. This is just not my favorite shade. It doesn't work for me even in the winter. And this glass bottle is just too heavy. And I really want to complete this. And the other one is going to be this NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This shade is in Patagonia, and I am like right here. So this is too deep for me. This is too light for me. So the goal is to use these in conjunction with each other. And I'm actually going to be prioritizing these 2 above everything else I've introduced up until now. Everything else, they're very close to done, but these 2 are glass bottles and they're very expensive and I do like them. So that's about it. That is it for the entire project. I think that's quite a lot of products. I've even introduced some products, though not as many as usual, Please do give me credit for that. I will see you in a month with my next update. Bye.